Hey everybody, Rouse Family 5 here. So I'm in the garage this morning and I'm starting on Christmas. In fact, I've been working on it off and on for about the last month. It is the almost the end of July. What about the 23rd, 24th, something like that. So I'm doing a new project. I'm going to do several this year, and I'll show you what I'm working on in a second here. I am building a matrix that goes inside of my windows. This year I'll get one done and maybe two. So let me explain what's going on because I got some interesting things to share with you. Alright, so I've always said that for the beginners you can do this, and I'm learning a lot. This is my third year officially working with the Pixel product. That's these guys here. I've always run the incandescent. And as I learn more about these pixels, I'm understanding various things about them. So let me first show you what I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm going to use Trista Lights as an example. So if we'll look at the screen here, notice how he has the pixels on the windows. And this is all I'm trying to do is this here. Add more effect to the house. It's amazing, right? Not as easy as it looks at my skill set. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get one done, and hopefully this weekend, and we'll continue to build and expand since I have multiple more windows than Trista Lights. I'm sorry, the garage is pretty messy. So I have what I call my left, upper center, and upper right. I got a master, and of course lower right. And at some point every one of those will have a pixel on it. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this area here. Normally I just line the frame of the door, and that's been sufficient, but I want to add onto it. I'm thinking I'm either going to just do this area here, or I'll do these two here. I'm not quite sure based on material and things of that nature. So I purchased a ton of pixels from Raywu. They all came in. They're there. I got 1,000 of those there. I got a controller box that I'm going to put in my Pixie 8 and Pixie 16 because I just purchased those during the off season. And I went to Boscoil and I bought the matrix net. I cut it to size, and this extra product here, I'm thinking I'm going to run that to the window or the door up here. So that I think will run along there or something. I'll find something to do with this, or I'll cut it in strips and I'll put it in this area here so that it grabs more of the effects of my display. I'm also going to add a couple of more just pixels in random spots. I've decided I'm going to bring pixels here. I'm going to run something across here because it's really empty space. I think I'm going to run some down this edge here. I already have this edge covered, but I think I'm going to run them up here. I'm also going to do this gutter, which I call south windows, and then on the subsequent side of that. That's going to help pull in more of the effects that I'm looking for. And I'll just continue to build. This is the window here that will get that matrix. Normally when you see the display, I typically just have the window that's outlined. Well, now that pixel will be there. So I'll now have the two matrices, and I'll continue to add, and who knows, I may get ambitious this summer. I have a lot of army things to do, so I don't know how I'll do with time. But I wanted to show you the Boscoil product. This is a 2-inch net. That means 2 inch in spacing between one dot and the next dot. So that's a 2-inch. And I wanted to quickly show you some things I'm struggling with. So, as I mentioned before, I bought two controllers. A Pixie 8 that'll run 800 lights or up to 170 per channel. We typically don't run at 170 per channel, but that's where you get your maximum channel capacity of 512 channels. This one is a Pixie 16. Of course, that would run 1600 or per channel 170 lights. Alright. Here are some of the challenges I was having as I sat and I contemplated, alright, how am I going to make this work? Because when I looked at the frame here, to get what are the dimensions of here, it gave me an odd number of pixels. What do you mean? The matrix I had in the yard last year was pretty straightforward. I did a vertical 16 channels by 50 pixels. Pretty simple. That was an easy control or easy program putting it into the controller and into the display. This time, this one gave me 23 vertical and 28 horizontal. Well, that's an odd number to try and put into the to build the matrix. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. When I went to the computer, so here are the actual strings. This is my vertical, the 7, which if I would put in 23, that was not going to work. Here are the actual nodes, that was a 28. So 23 and 28 was 640 pixels. That's what I'm going to put into here, 644 pixels. So I was really struggling with how do I get this to accept this matrix that I'm doing. So I said, okay, cool. I'll jump on the forums. I have a lot of contacts out there on the forums who are eagerly willing to help you do this. And a gentleman wrote back, and I thank you again. I think it's K6 CCC. He lives in Los Angeles and he happens to be in Colorado, down in Colorado Springs, visiting some family members, and then he's going to go on to finish his trip. So anyway, he wrote back and said, hey, don't run them horizontally, but instead, what's the word I'm looking for? Fold them. How many folds? He says do 4 folds at 92 pixels a row, or in the folds, and then you will only use 7 actual strings. Remember, that's important because between this 16 and that 8, that gave me enough to do 23 if I just wanted to run one single channel per line. I would do 23 by 28. What he's suggesting is take this, start here, bottom left, 1, 2, 3, 4 folds. I would go up, come down, back up, and then down again, and I would end here. That would give me 92 pixels versus the way I was going to do it going horizontally. This 4 will represent channel 1. These are channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 channel Pixie 8, and then subsequently I would do the next 4, the next 4, the next 4, and that will come out to 7 channels. So I would just do the math of the 92 times 7, and that would fill up this whole matrix here, and it should come back out to the same 44, excuse me. Alright, so that part, got it figured. The math did work out. As you can see, I have 7 actual channels. I'm doing a vertical rectangle. That's fine. Vertical rectangle, 7 actual strings, channels, strings. Come back here, and I'm doing 92 and then 4 folds. Alright, so I think we're tracking on that. So okay, that piece looks good. I'll see how it goes. Here's what I just discovered. So of these 1,000 pixels I purchased, they don't fit. What do you mean? They don't fit the cables, the channels that I purchased to match with the pixel. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You do have a workaround. So let me kind of back up here just a little bit. I'll grab this Pixie 8. These will attach to here. All right, no problem there. The problem is this is bigger than the plug on the Pixel. This guy here. And they don't fit. All right, that is just a little bit bigger. They have 3 types of connectors for the Smart Pixel. And when you see the 3 plugs, that's a Smart Pixel versus the 4 is a dumb Pixel. Okay, so I thought, okay, fine. I'll just cut off all of the ends and then solder, and I was like, that's a lot of work. So I'm still thinking, what am I going to do? And I remember that I bought a lot of extensions last year, and so I pulled out my bag. Sure enough, these, oh, let me stop. So you have the three type of connectors. You have a small, a medium, and a large. A Raywu, an X connector, and there's a third one that escapes me. Holiday Core uses that third one, which is a large, fatter type of a connector. I thought these I purchased the Raywus. These, I believe, are X connectors or connections. They're a little bit smaller in diameter. So I have plenty of spares. So I'm either going to put an extension on from the Pixie 8 to this guy here, and they screw in perfectly to the end of the Pixel. So I'm cool with that. It's just a lot of work. What I think I'm going to do is just bite the bullet and purchase maybe 20 pairs of the smaller, okay, and that's either, again guys, it's either a Raywu or the X connector, and I need the smaller one of these in order to work those pixels. So today I imagine I'm going to get the matrix completed. I am going to try and get all of the 644 pixels filled in, and then I'm going to start the construction of my box. And I'm thinking, do you want to wait until the extensions arrive, or do you want to go ahead and mount it in the box because it's an easy screw into the box? This is the box. This is a salvaged box. Here, great example of the larger plugs. These are larger, and they came from the vendor Holiday Core. These are much larger. They run dumb RGBs, and this box I'm going to, and I have several of these boxes. I've been hoarding things for years. That is a dumb controller. It is probably a CMD24, and it runs dumb nodes. You know, I have tons of them. They're all up here, all of these dumb strips, and so I keep on this side all of my smarts, and then from here over, these are all dumb, and my Cat5 cables. There's the pixels that I purchased, and here back to the box. Okay, this video is getting a little long. I just wanted to do a quick 5. I'm going to remove these guys here, wrap them up, and then store them up there with my other dumb controllers. And I'm going to keep the power supply, because that's going to power the board. So I'm going to pull this 8, I'm going to drop it in here, and that's my not concern, but I still have to run the new extensions into this box, and I'm curious, is it just easier, safer in terms of damaging product to just wait until the new extensions get here and then finish it off? The biggest part of the process is plugging in all 644 pixels. Alright, I'm almost done. I want to show you one more item that I purchased. And there it is. Looking for my pointer here. I'm using my trusty tape measure. I bought an amazing item. These are called P5 or P10 panel. I bought 12 of these. And they do things like show the tune to, or you can do a lot of things with these panels. I have 12 of them, which should give me like a 4x4 type of a matrix. I don't know what I'll do with those. I'm not going to get anything done with them this year because those run off of Ethernet. I am not running an Ethernet protocol, which means I need to get a bridge. And they sell them. Lighterama sells them. They're about $285, and I need to get a bridge for that. But I have plenty, and those guys came, and I love them. All right, I'm going to love them, and I'll research how to connect them and run them with my site. I may have to do an Ethernet protocol, which is fine because I have an AlphaPix box that might run it, or I'll just get me a Pi and I'll hook up my Pi. And a Raspberry Pi is a computer that has to have a SD card. It looks just like this, but it's half of this size. It is Ethernet based. You put in the SD card after you program from your show from your computer. You put some power on it, like this here, and you can run a Cat5 cable to it, or like these are Cat5 cable ports right here, and then you slide in your SD card, and essentially your Pi would be up and running. Okay, so problem, these don't match the extensions that I thought they would. I do have others. This matrix, once done, is going to go into this frame which goes around the garage window. No big deal there. Just wanted to show you my new P5 panels. I got 12 of them, and I'm going to demolish this box, put in that Pixie 8 into this box, wrap that up, put it away, and store it for when I start running more dumb nodes. What else? And I think that's it. I don't know how much I'll show you, because I'm certainly not going to show you plugging in pixels. Oh, I know. I bought a neat little tool, and I haven't used it yet, but this is pixel pliers. And I'll see how well they work. Last year, to do my matrix, of which I ran 800 pixels in that 16 by 50, that was painstakingly hard, and your fingers become raw when you get to about 300, 350, 500 pixels. So I'm going to try these this year and see if that makes the process any better. So essentially you just clamp onto the pixel the other way, of course, and that enables you to push it in through the holes here without ruining your fingers. It's fairly easy. If you don't have this tool, just get a 1/2 inch socket, put it on the back side of the strip that you're trying to push the pixel through. So from the wire part is where you hold it, and then snap it in through the socket, and it will save your fingers some measure of relief, or give them some measure of relief. But if you're plugging in a lot of pixels like this gentleman's doing, your fingers are going to get raw. I mean, you're just not going to get around it. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. I just wanted to show you that I'm building a matrix to add to the display. This will be number 2 of possibly 5 or 6 matrix. I'm mimicking what Trista is doing, and others, not he alone, is doing it. And that's pretty much what I wanted to share. So if you have any comments, please share them. I can answer some questions. I'm becoming a little bit more proficient with the Pixel. I really do believe I'm going to just go ahead and buy these. They're not horribly expensive. Remember, I've always advocated you have to budget. I mean, I've eaten a lot of peanut butter and jelly since last Christmas in order to have a budget to do this. These boards were very affordable because they didn't come in the enclosure. And fortunately, I have a lot of these things laying around, and so that made it affordable. You just have to understand how to put them together, and there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to assemble a board like this and put it in a box. Alright guys, I think that's it. I stopped what I was doing. I laid everything out because I wanted you to see what's happening. And sorry, I'm not going to do any demo, but this stuff is not hard, and you can see a lot of this on YouTube. So I don't know if I'll get the camera out. I bought a new camera. This is our filming station back here. So we have lights and a lot of filming things that we do because we started a sports station, and it is rocking. It's called Garage Talk All Sports on YouTube. Again, it's Garage Talk All Sports. We talk about things that ESPN and others don't. We keep it lively. Me and Son, we keep chopping it up. So Son is new school, I'm Pops, I'm old school, and we're having a great time. We've got all our little props and things that we have out there, and I dare not, but I did bring one of them. I have 4 of the Tigers Grand Slam bobbleheads, and I just don't want these out. They haven't seen the light of day since he won the last slam to make it number 4, and that would have been early 2000s. So I think they're pretty rare. I have all 4, the full collection, and I didn't want to put them out. All right, enough about that kind of stuff. So anyway, check us out, Garage Talk All Sports, and with that, Ralph's Family 5, wish me luck with this matrix, and I'm out.